Hi everybody, it's Danielle with Inspire Me to DIY, and it's Saturday. I love Saturdays because I get to be with y'all, and today we're going to make a fun fall project. Even though it's September, but it's still pretty hot in here and humid. So this is my living barometer. I wake up in the morning and go, yeah, it's humid. It is what it is. Always have a hair tie with you at all times. So let's see how this goes. We're gonna make a pillow today using fabrics that I got from Goodwill, believe it or not, and a pillow cover, 20 by 20 pillow cover that I got from IKEA. And I love these because they're around $5. You can't get that anywhere that cheap. And they have a really nice zipper in them also. This is, I got this fall colored one, and I was actually going to use this one today, but I'm not sure how it's going to look with the plaid fabric that I have for my pumpkin. So this Girly, G-U-R-L-I, I think it's Girly. You know, they're all Scandinavian, so I have no idea how to pronounce this, but this is what you want to look for at IKEA, and it comes in a whole bunch of different colors. It even comes in blue denim, which is amazing. They wash up great. I love these things. I use them all the time. I even have the, I think they're 15 by 20. They're like the lumbar pillow. I love them. And the pillow inserts that you can buy to go with these are all feathers. They're very luxurious. They're like your Pottery Barn pillows, only I think they're a little better because I have a couple of Pottery Barn inserts and the feathers are pulling out of them. They get picky when they're behind you, and you wind up actually pulling the feathers out. That has never happened to me with the inserts for these, and I think they're either $6.99 or $7.99, so under $15 you've got a really nice pillow that would cost you a lot anywhere else. So today I got a pair of old jeans from Goodwill, and yes, there's so many things you can do with a pair of old jeans. I plan on taking these pockets off and making a little crossbody pouch with them. And you could sew the two pockets together and have a pocket on each side. But I think I'm going to make two different purse type things out of these. The waistband, you can use that as a belt. You can also use that as straps for purses that you make. I like to cut off the hem at the bottom and use that as a wristlet strap, like the little canvas pouches that you get. You can sew this onto the end and it can just be a wristlet. So it's pretty versatile. There's so many things you can do with a pair of old jeans. So what I did with these is I cut off my leg piece, and then I cut off a little strip like right in through there, a little rectangle. That's going to be the stem of my pumpkin. My pumpkin itself, whoa, don't fall, is going to be made out of, don't you love this fabric? Going to be made out of this orange plaid shirt from Goodwill. And yes, it was a Ralph Lauren. So this would be a fancy pumpkin. And what I did is I cut out all different parts. I like to cut as close to the edge as possible so I can save as much fabric. But I even cut along where my buttonholes were, so it's going to give my pumpkin a little bit of interest. I don't know if you'll actually get to see it because of the plaid. Now, I started out by printing this from my printer. I Googled drawings of pumpkins, found the one I wanted, and then copied it. But it's gonna wind up being way too small for this great big pumpkin cover. It's gonna kind of get lost. If I do something like this, I will want to put 3 or more pumpkins on there. So although this way is really cute, it's not gonna work for this project. So what I did is I just took a piece of my printer paper and I cut an oval. And you can do this. It's not that hard. I know people right now are like, well, I can't make an oval. You can. Draw it out, and I drew around and around and around and around until I got it the shape I wanted. and then I just cut that out. I placed this on my fabric and I drew around with my Sharpie around the shirt. Now make sure if you use a Sharpie like this, it's going to show on the edges of your oval. So you're going to need to cut just on the inside of that black line. You leaving me, Carl? He's out of here. And he opened a cupboard door while he went by. Goofball. So what I did, yeah, I know. What I did is I cut 3 ovals out of my fabric. I just love this orange plaid. It's like they made this shirt just for me. Now, I think there's a right side and a wrong side, but it's really hard to tell. So I don't think it matters, really. And if you saw my video on how to make my wooden pumpkin out of 3 ovals, I have it around here somewhere. Oh, it's up on the top shelf. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but there it is. I just cut out the 3 ovals, and actually I cut out 3 and 1/3, 3 and 2/3, 3 and I don't know, ovals. This is going to be in the back part of my pumpkin, so it looks like it's actually round instead of flat. So let's get started. I am going to use Aleene's Fabric Fusion. This stuff is amazing. I used to only use the iron-on, what do they call that? Like the interfacing, but it was iron-on, where you ironed it on here and then put it down and iron that on. And that works sometimes, but almost works like a glue stick. You know, when you try to glue paper together with just a glue stick, it pulls up. It's not always 100% effective. This is 100% effective. I really like this stuff. I found this little bottle at the Dollar Tree, and I have not looked back since. In fact, I've bought in bigger bottles and I fill up my little bottle. It really works that well. So let's get started. I'm going to move my camera just a little bit so you can see more of my pillow cover. So bear with me. Let's see if I can get that. It's a little better. All right, so let's start off with, hi, Helen. Hi, Lisa. Lisa's my cousin. I love this. You've heard my story about Lisa before. This girl can cook. Love her food. And Helen, bless her heart, she's the one that gifted me these. If you have crafting friends, you know that gifts like this are just invaluable. In fact, at Christmas time, it's kind of funny because we find odds and ends and sticks and pieces and put it all in a box, and we're thrilled with it. But the people that are watching us open their present are like, oh, that's nice. They don't get it. My crafting friends, I know you get this. So I'm going to start off with my little piece. I put paper in between, and I just have, it's like newsprint without the newsprint on it. I put that in there because this glue is great stuff, but it will glue the 2 halves together, and then you can't get a pillow inside. All right, I'm going to lay everything out first before I glue it because I want it to be centered, and I want to play with it a little bit. I have a little bit of OCD in me, and I know everybody probably does. And that little bit of OCD really wants me to line up all these lines on the plaid. Don't do that. I tried it, and if you do that, everything looks symmetrical, and it doesn't look 3-dimensional like you want it to look. So I put my little half one in the center, and then I put 2 ovals, and I have them meeting in the middle like that, okay? And I know I'm gonna adjust and move and see what I can do. Then this one, and this is the one with the little buttonholes on it from the shirt. I'm gonna put this one, I'm either gonna put it on top. Yeah, I like it on top. Okay, so I'm not I did line up my plaid. Stop it. Okay, I'm gonna not line up my plaid. How's that? Try the best I can. All right, I'm gonna turn it this way so you can kind of see what it looks like up. Let's see, my paper doesn't want to bend in there. This is kind of kind of what we're looking at. And it's really cute, but it's missing something. It's missing a stem. And this is what I cut out of my denim. I'm just going to place that underneath the top. And I did iron these because they were kind of wrinkled, but you can't really tell it because my lines are still showing. This is my cute pumpkin. Don't you love it? Oh, this is a great project. I love it. I'm looking at it though, and I'm seeing I'm not center. So let's move some things around. Maybe I need to move it up a little bit. Round and round and round until I get it right. Okay, I like that. Now you can wash this and dry it in the dryer, no problem, using this glue. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some embellishments on this. And I have, let's see if I can get them over here. I have pulled some buttons from my button box. And I have all these different ones. And this is something I'll do, we'll do it all at the very end. Now I'm going to use my E6000 glue on this. I don't know if you can wash and dry that. Maybe you can hand wash and let it dry by itself. Now, if I was to sew these on, you could wash and dry all day long. But with my, there it is, E6000, it's backwards, my E6000, I'm not quite sure how that launders. Science experiment. All right, gotta take a coffee break before we get started. My husband makes the best coffee. We like the hazelnut. It's not the sweet flavored hazelnut like you get in the creamer. It's just hazelnut coffee. And I don't know how long we've been drinking this, but we got totally hooked on this. Okay, so let's take my buttons off because I still don't know how I'm going to do those. And I'm going to take everything off except for my first pumpkin guy. My little half, 3/4, 5/8, I don't know, pumpkin. There's a lot of little threads from cutting my fabric. Those will all go away. All right. Another thing I like about this glue is the nozzle. It's so much easier to use with the fine tip on it. And I just put like a bead along the edge when it decides to come out. There it goes. It almost comes out like hot glue does. Make sure when you lay your piece down though that it's exactly where you want it to be, because I don't think you can lift this up and reposition. I think that it will leave a glue residue on your pillow. So let's say a little prayer. Dear Lord, please let me do this right. Ta-da. Okay, it's a little off kilter, but you know what? I think we can make it work. If our pumpkin was perfect, it wouldn't look right, right? Correct? There we go. Ta-da! Hardest part of the whole thing is right there. All right. This is my one with the button holes, so I want to have that on last. And we're going to look at me lining up that plaid. Stop it. I just like to line everything up. What do you think, Carl? What? What do you need? Silly boy. What do you need? Okay. So I think what I'm going to do with this, just so I don't get it too off kilter, is I'm going to fold it in half. Do the edges on here. I'm doing this as I go along. What do you need, big boy? What do you need? Can you move this chair out of the way so you can lay down? Okay. Well, burp. Gee whiz. Bulldogs are such sweet dogs, but boy, do they belch a lot. All right, so I'm just going to lay that out. Oh, perfect. And my plaid doesn't line up. I'm so happy with myself. Okay. So how'd you guys do this week? For most of us, we had Labor Day off, so it was a short week. But do you ever notice on a short week, it really feels like the longest week ever, because you have to cram 5 days into 4 to try to get everything done. That's kind of where I was. And my friend and I are going to be doing a church bazaar. I'm so excited because both of us have made a whole bunch of crafts to sell at this church bazaar. So my Labor Day weekend, I just got to sit and craft for a couple of days, and it just felt like heaven. I just love that stuff. And if I can throw some Hallmark movies on with it, perfect. Best day ever. Okay. Oh, I like how this is going. All right. So I did something this week that not everybody can say they did. I did something on my bucket list this week. When I was a little girl, it was every Sunday night was Disney, Wonderful World of Disney, and they would have some show on, and it was anything from an animated, one of their, Cinderella or the big cartoons, or it would be like the animal shows where they put the voices and stuff to the animals. I loved Sunday nights because of Disney. Well, it was always a dream of mine to go to Disney when I was a little girl. Let's glue this last piece down. So when we moved to Florida, oh my gosh, that was like the biggest thing on my mind. We're so close to Disney. Actually, we're like 2 hours away, but still pretty darn close. And oh my gosh, I just couldn't wait to go to Disney. Well, my husband and I sing in a choir, and we have gotten to go and sing at Disney at Christmas time for the candlelight processional, and we've done that 3 years in a row. Of course, I don't think they're opening it this year, and last year, of course, it was closed, but and when you sing at Disney, they pay you in Disney tickets. That's way better than money. So we would always get to go, we'd each get 2 tickets for any park we wanted. 1 park at a time. You could not go, it was no hopper pass or anything like that. I gotta flip this up. I forgot about putting my stem in there. Get up there. So going to Disney was just a dream. And thank goodness my husband loves it as much as I do. I'm gluing my little stem over here, kind of off camera, but I don't want to do it on top of my pillow. All right. So we've gotten to go to all of the parks and just do wonderful stuff. Well, then, since we're not singing again this year, and we didn't sing last year, there's been no Disney. Kind of sad. Oh, there goes a dryer. Laundry day, y'all. So this week they opened up Disney passes. Let's see if I can, I'm setting that right on there and we're going around the edge. Disney passes. Should I go up over the pumpkin? For Florida residents. I know, I'll get to the point. Get to the point. Yeah, I'm going to go up just a little bit. I might have to re-glue. Let's put some more glue on the top. And the Disney passes, they're all different price ranges, but if you're a Florida resident, not bad at all, and you pay a monthly fee. So, bucket list this week, we bought Disney passes. I am super excited. I can go on a Tuesday. I can go any day I want. Those of you who love Disney totally understand. Those of you that are kind of like, I'm sure you don't, it's not a big deal. This was total bucket list for me. I get a pair of ears every time we go, and I have to have a Mickey Mouse head ice cream bar. I'm literally 5 years old when we get in the gate. So it's not just for kids, it's just a very wonderful place to go. I have a G-rated life, have always had a G-rated life. I think it's as important. Your diet is not just what you put in your food. I think your diet is what you put in your brain also. And if you're always putting violence and bad language and sexual stuff in your head all the time, that's kind of what comes out. Comes out your mouth, comes out in your actions, what you do in your life. So having a G-rated life has always been, look at my hair, oh my gosh, always been extremely important to me. And Disney really fits the bill on that. I'm super excited about going this year. And it's a hopper pass, so I can go to lunch at this park and dinner at this park, and super excited. All right, let's look at the pumpkin, shall we? Ta-da! Oh, I like that. And I glued around the edges, but not all the way to the edge. So if you want to fray your fabric around and give it even more dimension, I think that would look really cute. And this thing is a pretty big pillow. It's a 20 by 20. So you needed a pretty big pumpkin for this. I love this. I do too, Pat. I think this is great. And I also have an outside area that has a little sofa on it, so I could even decorate this and put it outside. It's covered by the weather, so it doesn't get rained on, and I think this would be so cute out there. Let's decorate with pumpkins, with buttons. I just can't get over how cute this is. Now, if you want to make these and sell these, have at it, but do not remove the tag. This is one of those penalty of law things, and you're going to go to prison for the rest of your life if you pull this tag off. No. If you're just going to keep it and not sell it, by all means, rip the tag off. It kind of gets in the way, I think, when you're putting your pillow in and out. Let me get my paper up in there a little better. Okay. So let's start with our buttons. Now I pulled out a whole bunch. And just oranges and yellows. I didn't want pinks and blues because to me that's more spring. So I'm thinking, or even the golds. Now these have the shank on them. I don't know if you can see that. And there's really no way, can you see that against my skin maybe? There's really no way to cut that off on a metal one. So you just need to put a whole glob of glue and hold it straight. It will dry straight, but if you just put it on, it's gonna tilt, kind of tilt to the side. And my OCD-ness, I like it straight on. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to take some of my larger buttons and maybe glue some smaller buttons to it, give them a little dimension. I don't know. Let me do one. I'm going to do it off of the pillow though. I really should have a table cover. This table we found, believe it or not, on the edge of the road, and it fits 8 people, no problem. This is our Bible study table also. So 8 people can fit around it. It's got trestle legs, I think you call it. It doesn't have the 4 legs. It's got the 2 big legs that kind of spread out. And then it came with pads and everything. The top is a little messed up and the chairs were not really salvageable. Oh, stop it. So I don't feel really bad doing crafts on it. I think it even gives it a little bit more character. Stop. All right, my glue is just fighting me. Stop it. All right, I was gonna put that star on there, but I don't know, I kind of like the gold. So let's do the big glob. Okay. And then put the button straight. I'm gonna hold it for a minute. And yeah, it's got a little bit of globby glue on it, but I don't think it dries clear, so you're not gonna really notice it. Isn't that neat? It's like 3-dimensional. I like that. Oh my goodness, is that your tummy growling? Did you not eat your breakfast? Okay, I'm going to put this off to the side of my stem. Just going to push it on there. Now during this video, it's really not going to have enough time to dry, but we'll do the best we can in trying to lift it up to show you. Peeling some of this glue off. Now I don't know if I want to do a couple of buttons. Maybe I want to do a couple, but maybe not an orange, maybe a yellow. Or I got a bigger gold one. We could do the, oh, yep, there it is. But I think I'm going to glue it on this tannish button so it maybe sticks up a little bit better. I'm doing this as we go along, so just trying to figure it out. Let's see. There we go. Glue on top. Stay. All right. While we're trying to wait for glue to dry, we should talk about something. I did not get to see the exhibit, the Star Wars exhibit yet at the Hollywood Studios Park. So I'm hoping that that's one of our first places we go to. My husband loves them all, just like I do. Each park, there's 4. Each park has such a neat theme and different things and rides that go along with it. Epcot will always be my favorite because I love the different countries. But each park really does have a different thing about them. I'm going to put my glue right on my pumpkin so I can set this little guy on there. Oh, wow. Wow, that's pretty. Okay. I don't think I'm going to... Okay, I'm going to put one more. I don't think I'm going to put any more. No, I'm going to put one more. Because I didn't get any of my yellow on there. And again, these buttons are from my mama's button box. I have added to it throughout the years, but a lot of these buttons were buttons that she pulled off of old clothes back in the day, because that's what they did. And one more button. I know. I need to stop. When a piece of garment was no longer salvageable because the knees were wore off, or it had holes in it somewhere, or threadbare because we wore them so much, she would take the buttons off and salvage zippers. I mean, she salvaged pretty much anything she could off of a garment. And I still have that collection. In fact, I've used those zippers for a lot of different things. And of course, the buttons, we're enjoying them like crazy. Are you enjoying them? Barking dog. All right. Oh, stop. Heavens to Betsy. There's nobody there. We're barking it up good. Okay, I'm going to try to lift it up. Do you like it? You do? Yay! And here's our pumpkin. Stop. You're a good boy. All right, so one last look without the barking noise. Here's our pumpkin. Look at those. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Look at those buttons. I think that turned out super cute. And I think I am going to use this outside. Isn't this great? Thank you, Betty, for posting the link to my blog. I'm definitely going to put this on the blog. And the link to my, my shop, my boutique, t-shirts and bags and sweatshirts and tank tops, and there's one other thing. Oh, wall art. All the different things with my watercolor art on it and other designs that I have made. So haul yourself on over there and window shop if you want. I mean, if you want to buy, that's fabulous too. But if you don't, just window shop and see what you like. I would like some feedback on some of that. I got a picture this week of somebody wearing one of the shirts that she bought from me and showing me how much she absolutely loved it. That did my heart a world of good. So if you buy something or there's something you really like, tell me about it or tell me what you'd like to see, some design. I am there. I am trying my best to make everything I can before Christmas, especially because these are going to be amazing gifts. And even if you want to have this for a hostess gift for whoever's hosting your Thanksgiving dinner, I'm sure they'll love it. So I will see you again next Saturday, and thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching on replay, just put in the comments replay. I'd love to know that you're watching. And if you really like this, sprinkle it all over Facebook. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will see you next Saturday. Bye.